one yours. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Your Friday afternoons just got better on Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf.
I care about how much petrol is going into my car, into the Danfo, which means the cost of transport is going up.
And you see that today Ghana is doing better than Nigeria. It's because they've invested in education.
People are afraid to seek or ask the right question because they're afraid of surgery. I call it 2 F's that affects women with fibroids. Fear and fondness.
When you have a child less than 12 years, as I said, it's trafficking already.
Of course.
Child trafficking. So you shouldn't have a housewife that is less than 12 years.
Tune in to Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf every Friday from 1 to 2:30 p.m. right here on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And it's a good afternoon, Lagos, Nigeria, wherever you're listening to us from. Welcome to Danfo Conversations. Yes, it's Danfo. It's not to borderlines yet. It's Danfo. How was your Christmas? Mine was fabulously as I wanted it. That's what I can say. Christmas at Mummy's, and then it's a tradition. And then Christmas party at my girlfriend's. It's a tradition. So that's my Christmas with my sisters, you know, and seeing good friends, etc., etc. And of course, family. My nieces are around. The IJGBs, they're around. The house is full. It's fabulous to have them all doing their thing, getting ready, doing the. I'm like, this is the thing about millennials, because my nieces, they're millennials, and here's the thing. They go and do this hair. Let me see. No, no. It doesn't have that hair. So they go and do this hair. They're not listening. If they are, they'll be texting me saying, Auntie, how could you say that? Well, look. See this hair that young girls do. It's not wave. I'm not going to. When they slick it all back, right? It's slicked all back, flat, and then there's a ponytail at the end. Oh, okay. Well, I can do that. I literally can do that with my eyes closed. I keep saying to them, you're all going to the salon to do this. The first one arrived, Auntie, I've got an appointment at the salon. Goes there, she comes to us, I said, this is what you went to do. The other one arrived with her girlfriend, says, I'm going to the salon, we're going to the salon, Auntie. Da ba da ba da, see you soon. If you need anything, let me know, I'll get it. And then she comes back, she's got the same hair. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why do you people go to the salon when I could have done this for you? And they charge silly money. I mean, and it doesn't matter. It's not even about the money. But I can do it. They don't seem to believe. You see, this is the thing with young people. Once you're their aunties or their mummies, the generational difference, they don't believe that you were once their age. And when I was their age, I used to do hair for all my friends. Literally. Even when I moved to Nigeria, people would say to me, why haven't you got a hair salon? I'm like, no, too much wahala. Every single person that comes to do my hair for me, I end up retraining them, because I say to them, those who gave you freedom should be in prison, because they don't have a clue what they're doing. Anyway, so my Christmas was all that. I hope yours was great. But there's a story, Dirty December, that I'd like us to explore. 020127709993, 0201465790, and the number to WhatsApp is 0809597585. It's not about, you know me, I'm not about, just moaning, people complaining for the sake of it. But there's a story in that I saw in Al Jazeera that was shared by a friend of mine that I thought was very interesting, that I'd like us to discuss. And this is not about moaning and groaning, but much as I don't actually, and I'll put it out there, I don't actually agree with all of the story, all of the article. I think the writer or the author, the journalist, in some places, try to sort of, what do we call it? When you're trying to reach in order to justify. So when you're writing an article, sometimes you come from a place of, you've kind of already decided what you want to write, what the message you want to give out is. So whilst you're writing the article, you will constantly seek to find, justification for that premise that you came from. So it's in Al Jazeera, and the headline is Nigeria's celebratory dirty December turns sober amid economic woes. Okay, and the article is written by the journalist, I must give her credit, by Lumi Salako. I don't know whether it's a he or she. It was published on Christmas Day. So very quickly, so it starts with somebody called Fade Bey, whose December was going to be a little bit lackluster this year because she didn't want to spend. She couldn't afford to buy presents for everybody, so she just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna buy presents. I'm not gonna buy presents for anybody. Dressed in a t-shirt, and public relations consultant has seeded stylish clothes for more affordable hobbies, she said, as she moves between her couch and bed, reading books and catching up on movies she missed during the year. So that was really pretty much going to be her Christmas. This is the quote from this person she had interviewed. This is how the article starts, the beginning of the article. So I'm just kind of I'll be jumping in, just kind of giving you synopsis. And it says, I love eating. This is a quote from this Fade Beige that she interviewed, or he interviewed, let's say the author interviewed, says, I love eating out and buying gifts for the people that I love. But that has changed this year because of the economy. Bey, who is in her late 20s, told Al Jazeera, quote, I can't buy for one person and leave other people standing. And I have also refused to receive gifts from people because I don't want to feel indebted. Right? And it goes on to say, Bey is not the only one abstaining from this year's 30th December, a month-long end of year extravaganza popular in Nigeria across West Africa, filled with concerts, carnivals, beach activities, bar and restaurants, amongst others. The phenomenon is known with the region's locals as the vast diaspora community return for holidays, in a place for people to socialize, reconnect and relax after a busy year. But recently, it goes on, the economic downturn in Africa's most populous country is dampening the beloved tradition. This year, restaurants and bars are not as full as before, due to eroding spending power brought on by President Bola Tinubu's economic measures, experts say. That's what she said. She doesn't name who the experts are. The author doesn't name who the experts are, but the author goes on to say, I don't know why I keep saying she, I guess because it's a Abayomi, but it could be a he. Experts said. And it goes on to say, the country's inflation, the highest in about 3 decades, at 34.5%, has left millions reeling, straining the middle class and making life unbearable for the working class, who have been disproportionately affected, while the minimum wage is capped at a meager 70,000 naira, which is $45.30 per month. For many, basic amenities are now out of reach, forcing them to forgo meals, let alone recreational activities. According to Lagos-based intelligentsia firm SBM, it costs 21,300 naira, which is about $13.75, to cook a pot of staple jollof rice, up from 20,274 naira in June. So it went up by about 70 cents in June. 2 in 3 families go hungry, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. And it goes on to say this pricing makes it difficult for many Nigerians to even consider traveling, draining the energy and enthusiasm typically associated with the festive season, said, this is another person she interviewed, said Adewumi Emoruwa, the lead strategist at Gatefield, an Abuja-based public strategy group. The Abayomi person goes on to say there is a despondency in the air, so palpable it feels like you could cut through it with a knife. It's a stark reminder of how declining purchasing power and inflation are reshaping Nigeria's social and cultural traditions. I'll read more later, so I want to hear your thoughts on that, especially. So I'm gonna sort of argue where she said bars and restaurants are not full as they were last year. Well, bars and restaurants in Lagos, where you get tables, you could not book a table. Like I told you, I have IJGBs in my house, so I know this. Number one. So what then do we say about Tinubu's economy? Because I'm curious to know what you all think. What is driving? So you have all the restaurants are booked. Everybody was in town. You couldn't get tables. Nightclubs even got as far as, you've either got to know somebody or they've got to know you before you can get in. This doesn't sound to me like people who are desperate for customers. Now, of course, granted, as SBM Intelligence said, the cost of cooking jollof rice has gone up incredibly. So how do we juxtapose this? Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the author of this article has pulled the middle class lifestyle, which is Dirty December. Let's be honest. It is pretty much the middle class that do Dirty December because they spend silly money, right? Dirty December is about spending and getting carried away. It literally is. It's about senselessness. And that's not senselessness in a bad way, it's senselessness in a merry way. So you don't think about it. One of them goes on to say in the article, you don't think about what you're spending, you just spend it. It's Christmas. We're hanging out, we're going to the beach, we're eating, we're going to pop-ups, we're buying dresses and new clothes at pop-ups, and we're not thinking about the amount. Now, the other thing I can tell you is, though, because it does go on in the article, there's also this part about what was it that was bringing all these, because there were a lot of non-Nigerians who came into Lagos. Yes, not all IJGBs were Nigerians. There were lots of African Americans who came into Lagos for the first time because Dirty December has become a mecca. Dirty December had become a surgeon, something to do. It's become a global Christmas culture. So if you're not in the know, you're not cool kind of thing. Now, because they're coming with dollars and pounds and euros and other currencies, they would have probably been leaving their country thinking, well, naira to dollar, naira to pounds, that's going to get me a lot of money, etc., etc. But they got here only to find that it's actually relative. So right now, pounds is something like 2,050. So if you're in England, you'll be thinking my 1 naira is going to get me that's a lot. But then you land in Lagos, right? The taxi is going to be charging you because that taxi is also impacted by that 2,000 naira. So the taxi fares has gone up, perhaps not as much as you would have paid in the UK, but a great deal more that you would have expected to pay in Nigeria. So how do we juxtapose what's going on with Tinubu's economic reforms? Okay. Zaynab just giggled. Tinubu's economic reforms and what we're seeing, right? There's the traffic, but we're not going to talk about the traffic. But of course, there's the traffic. I mean, I was going home yesterday and I was stuck in traffic at midnight around here. Like, what's going on? What's that all about? Sometimes it's just bad behavior. Sometimes people are just going to the party. They're going to parties because it was heading towards the 4 Points side. And so sometimes people are just going to parties. And, the parking is not organized anything, but I was stuck in traffic. So it all goes on and on and on and on. So my question is, do you feel this despondency in the air? So palpable that it feels like you could cut through it with a knife. Did you feel that during your Christmas? Let's talk. Hello. Oh dear, so sorry. Yeah, you can always call back. Did you feel that during your Christmas? Because here's the other thing that I've always said about Nigeria, and pointedly Lagos, is that it's a contradiction. This country has always been a contradiction. And right now, we have a call on Skype. Okay, let's talk. Hello.
Hello, Madam. Still good.
Good. What are we in? Good afternoon. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas, actually.
Oh, hello. What time is it over there?
Yeah, it's 6:19 right now.
In the morning. Okay, good morning to you. How are you? What's your name?
I'm okay, man. My name is Femi. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Your name is Saint?
Femi.
Okay. One of my best friends lives in Dallas, by the way. But go ahead, talk to me.
Yeah, in respect to the economy, because actually we need to discuss the issue of Nigeria in respect to the economy of Nigeria and Nigerians that live in Nigeria. So the thing is that if people come from abroad and can afford a taxi from mainland to island for 57,000, because a couple of friends, they've been taking Uber and whatever because of the traffic issue. A couple of times they cannot even take out their cars. Like 7,000, 60,000. Is that 60,000 affordable for a regular Nigerian? These are regular Americans. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the point. We need to fix our economy such that the economy will be suitable for Nigerians that work in Nigeria. No matter how we complain, like, okay, the prices are skyrocketing, the people that come from abroad, they will still be able to afford those prices. So I really need to look into all these issues. How do you buy a piece of chicken for 35,000 for a Nigerian that 70,000? This is highly ridiculous. I'm not comfortable with it, Madam Cisioge. As a matter of fact,
you can just call me Cisioge, my love. Just call me Cisioge. Go ahead.
See, as a matter of fact, me myself, I'm even tired. I'm in US right now. I didn't come to Nigeria. I'm planning to come to Nigeria in Easter. The money I've distributed to people just to help people is over $1 million naira. How do you describe a country that is dependent on diaspora remittance? Our country needs to look into all these issues. The politicians cannot keep keeping all these monies into their pockets while the regular are suffering for staple food. Chicken is staple, rice is staple. This is a regular thing which regular Americans can afford no matter how bad the economy is. That's my contribution.
So let me just say something to you. Let me just say something.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's interesting.
Yes,
I'm glad you bring out the fact that just because the IJGBs, the holiday makers, can afford to spend 60K on a taxi from the island to the mainland doesn't mean that Nigeria, not even the average Nigerian, the Nigeria that's living in Nigeria is actually okay, or that it's okay. And this is the thing I talked about. I don't know whether you heard me. This contradiction. Right? How Nigeria is a contradiction. And also, now you've brought up a point, how holiday moments are a contradiction to real life. Right? To everyday life.
Yes,
because that's a contradiction. And interestingly, I've had a lot of IJGBs complaining because I think they were even though it's 60K, they were expecting it to be like, when they negotiate it or when they convert it, like they think it'll be like work out like 30K for them or something smaller, but it's working out more. Do you understand? In dollars, and that's a shock to the system.
Yeah, it's a shock to the system. But Cisioge, the thing is that if I'm coming to Nigeria now, I will recalibrate my system to how much I earn in America.
That's right.
When coming to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But is it easy for Nigerians to earn that amount?
No.
That is the problem. Let Nigerians give them the opportunity to work and earn. That is the basic thing. Then Nigerians too can also recalibrate.
Absolutely.
But in America, it's easy for us to recalibrate when coming to Nigeria. But in Nigeria, it's not easy because the jobs are not available.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
the bulk of the money are being by the politicians. That's my point, Cisioge.
And inflation is unstable. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Femi. Thank you for your contribution. And it's true. It's about that, how, there's that issue of, everything goes up during Christmas, but it also goes up more, right? We have the Christmas tax, the Niger factor tax. We've talked about it last Christmas, the greed tax, but it then add onto that, all of that, add the holiday makers tax. And it goes, if you're sending me a voice note, I can't listen to it. There's no point on, it's not like I'm going to play you. Send a message, and it gets insane. It really gets insane. I'd like us to discuss that. If you can, how was your Christmas? Okay? How long have I got before I go on break? Because they're already telling me that I've got 1 minute. 1 minute or 5 seconds? I have 1 minute. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. That 1 minute, I'm gonna read on. It says festivities are popular in cities and towns across Nigeria with small street carnivals, communal festivals, food and fireworks taking center stage in many places in December. But Lagos, the country's economic and entertainment capital, features the most dynamic itinerary, including concerts, parties, and a host of activities spanning the whole month until the first week of the New Year's. Restaurants are usually booked out, the beaches filled, and concert venues packed. At its peak, the clubs remain in action for 24 hours a day. That's not true. I gotta go. I'll be right back after this break.
Station in Nigeria.
Ask my husband to do something. He doesn't want to. He has been a lazy man all his life.
Nigerians think raising children should just end up with domestic.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Dear industry, what's up? We really need to sit and just talk. You've been good to me from day one, so please hear me out, I promise it's so love. Okay, first clients, you need to get back to the basics, a plan and a strategy, you know you can't fake it. And I just part of the story you want to tell. That influencer you hide, is he really doing well? Influencer, you get the number, do, but no human connection, do. Your followers don't reach 100K, but because of giveaway. And brands, what's your plan? No be only Gen Z, this thing concern. The trends and the dance challenges, they need to stop. Think like a consumer and connect the dots. Oh yeah, get to work. Demographics are cool, but they're only a piece in the pie we're here to cut. And if you don't come correct, your audience will be getting lost. Yes, of course. So what's the missing link? What's the pulse now? Creativity and strategy is a must now. Hit us up, we'll make your brand shine. We'll be your marketing pulse, your creative lifeline.
This is it. The ultimate stage for young minds to battle it out.
The governors are above the law. They tend not to lean on to public participation.
Governors can make any decision without fear of
what remains of a person's identity if it's only measured by external.
The urgency to safeguard life should outweigh preserving cultural sites.
Auditions for the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament is on. Do you have the passion, the intellect, the fire that stand above the rest? Then prove it.
The hallmark of any thriving society is in its youth.
Study organization should be planned carefully into the data.
Standardized tests is a recipe for anxiety.
Prove you're the next great debater Nigeria has been waiting for. I Beg to Differ. Auditions open December 12, 2024 and close January 12, 2025. The clock is ticking. Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm now to register. I Beg to Differ. The Tournament of Champions. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. We're talking Christmas. We're talking dirty December. Vis-a-vis Tinubu's economic reform, which is higher inflation, higher prices, etc., etc. And I can't see. I'm not seeing those things on my that you're seeing. The usual stuff. How has it been for you? IJGBs, holiday making, and all of that stuff. Have they made a difference to the price, the cost that you're paying to things? Okay. Why should they be compared? If I can't see them, you can read them out. For some reason, my WhatsApp is not working. Is yours? Is it working on your side? Okay. Is it working on your side? Okay. All right. So let me read that. Continue reading this article. The author said restaurants are usually booked out, the beach is filled, and concert venues packed. That is true. Usually, she said, that is true. At its peak, the clubs remain in action for 24 hours a day. That is not true. Does anyone know of a nightclub? Not now. Back then, that used to be 24 hours of the day. I don't think so, sweetie. I don't think so. So some exaggeration in here, which is really weird. Historically, December, which is packed with important holidays, has always been a time of fun and rest. Since 2026, entertainment avenues have expanded even more. Music played a big role in this, explained Oluwamuyiwaido, etc. African culture, who runs a company focused on African culture, etc., etc. As Afrobeat genre grew and began to gain wider global appeal, the Dirty December culture expanded. Now, here's what I find really interesting. The other thing I find really interesting about this article. Do you all know where the word dirty, as in D-E-T-T-Y, Dirty December came from? Right? Do you know? Did you know who coined it? From this article, I learned who coined it. I'm not going to tell you till the end of the show, but we're still talking about Christmas. We're still talking about the issues, high inflation. How was your Christmas? How did you find things? The expenses, the Naija tax, the Naija Christmas tax, and all of that stuff. It's like, I don't know whether something's wrong with the line or you guys are not calling. I don't know whether something is wrong with the WhatsApp or you guys are not calling with the WhatsApp because I'm not doing the usual, Tinubu is bad, PDP is bad, APC is bad, da, ba, da, ba, da. But if you do want to call and discuss this, it's 0201 277. I can continue speaking forever. 0201 277 0993, 0201 465 7190. And the WhatsApp number, okay, thank you, Zaynab. Zaynab just put the AC on for me. The WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. Now, this article goes on to say, in terms of where, no, I don't want to tell you that, not that part. I don't want to tell you where the word Dirty December came from. If you know it, you can call and tell me. If you want to take a guess, you can call and tell me. But I'll tell you who coined it at the end of the show. Right, regarding the IJGBs, this article says one group that has come to be synonymous with Dirty December is IJGBs, or Nigerians living in the diaspora. You know what IJGB means, right? I just got back, right? Who return home for visits and have earned the moniker I just got back. Every year, IJGBs make a trip to Nigeria to partake in the festivities and feel. It seems like Skype is the calls today. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Which part of the world?
My name is Christopher. I'm calling from Switzerland.
Oh, Christopher from Switzerland. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes, you're right.
Ah, excellent. My cousin from Switzerland is actually around. He's one of the IJGBs. Go ahead.
So you asked a question about where the Dirty December thing was coined.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to answer that, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay. According to what I've read, I heard the phrase was coined by Mr. Easy, but it was more popular then in Ghana than in Nigeria. So
you read the article. You read this.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, but you've said it exactly. What's your name again?
My name is Christopher.
Christopher, you said it exactly as it is written in the article. So I know you've gone and checked. You've been listening.
I realize now that there's a lot of back and forth between Ghanaian and Nigeria who coined it first. So
no, it was Mr. Easy. You're right. You're correct. It was Mr. Easy. He used it to promote it, and because it was popular in Ghana, right? The Ghanaians took it as well because he's always been very popular in Ghana, hasn't he? So the Ghanaian, took hold of it, and now it's become an African It's pretty much become a term across Africa. And I think it's something for us to be proud of, right? Because we have our own, all of a sudden we have our own term for December. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
How was your Christmas? How is Christmas in Switzerland?
It's a white Christmas, no fun everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Nice. It's more like a very chilled period. It's more like it's a contrast comparing to Nigeria, where everything is so giddy and like.
Of course. Yeah. Which parts of Switzerland do you live in?
I live in Canton Bern, which is it's a ski area, the Alps.
Okay, is it on the Zurich side or the Geneva side?
It's towards Zurich side.
Actually. Okay. All right. And they're very, very low key.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very low key. See that so low key. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. My lifestyle is not, but
yeah,
I have to learn the low key lifestyle too.
I was in Switzerland this year. I keep thinking we already changed year. Yeah. Yes, I was. I was going to Lustenau in Austria. So I was in Zurich and I drove to Lustenau and stuff. So and I used to go to Switzerland with my mother when we were much younger. So I know how desperately boring they are.
Yeah, the money town they call it.
Yes,
all right.
Too much money. Take care. Thank you for calling in. Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye. Have a good New Year's. That's what I wanted to say. So you say yes, it was Mr. Easy. I don't know whether there's something wrong with us because I'm pretty sure we're getting Skype calls, but we are not getting WhatsApp or 0201 any telephone calls, which is odd. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. I've still got time, so before I go on break. So I'm gonna read this. If you like, you can call and join in. Right, the other thing that I wanted to add, gosh, I almost forgot. The other topic that I wanted to add is about the ex-wife of Oni of Ife. I saw the mothers cry out for help and all of that stuff, and it was really sad, whether you're a mother or not. It was really sad to see the mother crying out. And I've seen several people testify that this is something she's always done, right? But however, it appears she's been charged with murder. She and two others, Amzat and everything. Here's the thing, though. It's seriously concerning that, number one, I have seen social media videos of people, women, outside the police station or prison or whatever, where they were screaming for the police to release the Amzat guy, but they were not screaming for Naomi to be released, which I find rather curious. The other thing is, though, the similar thing happened in the Catholic Church. Right? Similar thing happened in the Catholic Church, some Catholic church in Abuja. Has anybody been arrested? Really? Similar thing happened in Anambra. Has anybody been arrested? Yeah, they happened a couple of days after. Right? I'm not sure. One of them, a child died also. So, given that Naomi was arrested with Amzat and the principal of the school. Okay? They were arrested. They've been charged for murder. They are spending Christmas in detention. They did not get, they didn't get bail. They didn't make bail. What's happening with Abuja? And what's happening with Anambra? Because if we're really going to be sending a message for people to learn from this, truly, then it needs to be the same across board. Like, literally, it needs to be the same across board. Okay? We can't the law must be fair. It can't apply to one and apply to the other. At this moment, I am reminded of when EFCC said they were going on a war against spraying. Remember I told all of you then? It's a nonsense. It was an absolute ridiculous nonsense. It was so nonsense that they dare not anymore. They've dropped it. That was just Mr. EFCC flexing his chest. And he's a normal Yoruba for that matter. How can you collect that from us? As how? Okay? So, you can't tell people how to spend their money. It's none of your business. It's absolutely none of your business. But if you remember when they came out then, they arrested Bob Risky. Was it one of the Obi Kubanas or Kubana chief priest or Kubana easy priest? God's priest. Okay, that one. Nobody arrested him. Or even if it was I think it was invited by EFCC, but nothing happened to him. Really. So there's this thing where we say we want to send a message. First of all, you need to get the message right. Secondly, you need to then ensure the same thing is applied across board. So what's it all about? Anyway, I have messages here all of a sudden. Okay, please, can you make the areas you do not agree with in that article known to us? Personally speaking, I don't see anything that somebody should disagree with in the article you have read. I want to believe you are the one being economical with the truth. And really, you don't want to believe. You can just say, I believe. When people say, I want to believe, what do you mean you want to believe? Just say you believe or you think. Just don't say, I want to believe. What is the want? Where is the want in there? Right? Now, it's disingenuous to say that. Tell me directly that you believe that I am the one being economical with the truth. It is your opinion. Let me go on. You then go on to say, Silge, please don't use the financial strength of people in diaspora who come to Nigeria to determine how Nigerians are feeling economically. This seems to be very insensitive to what Nigerians are passing through. Taiwo from Ejigbo, I hate to say this, but since you won't be direct, I'm going to be direct with you. Which part of my English since I started the show did you not understand? How have you heard me justify what we're going through? What do you think the word contradiction means? Go and check the meaning of the word contradiction and you will see exactly what I'm saying. Right? When I have said IJGBs that are coming here and they think because they're coming with dollars, pounds and everything that they're coming to Nigeria and things are going to be cheaper, but they get here and they realize that actually, because they're converting, doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper. Taiwo from Ejigbo, which part of that English do you not understand? Check the word when I said this country is a contradiction. When I've said juxtaposing Tinubu's economy with what's going on this December, and I will tell you, absolutely, I disagree. You want to know the part I disagree with? I disagree with her saying clubs are not full. They are. They might not be bursting, but they are very full. Number one. Number two, I will tell you for a fact, you could not get a seat, a table in the restaurants in Lagos. Yes, they were booked for a week. Yesterday, I was out. Right? I was out in VI. It was even just, it wasn't an IJGB thing. It was we aunties something. It was jazz. Right? My cousin wanted to come. I sent him the details to book a table. He wanted to come with friends. It was sold out. What are you talking about? Listen. And as I told you, my nieces are around, so I know what's going on, because I hear them complaining. So this is what I'm saying. How do we juxtapose this thing that's going on with Dirty December and IJGB money spending with this Tinubu? How has it affected you? Taiwo, did you hear the fact that I said there is the Niger factor tax, there is the December tax, there's the grid tax. Now in December, there's now an IJGB tax that is added onto what things cost for us. Or you didn't hear that? You didn't feel that? Or it doesn't affect you like that? I can assure you it affected me like that. I took a taxi from I took a taxi from near our station here to Adeola Odekwe was 14k. Sort yourself out. You better just go and listen. Resend your message if you want to, now that you've heard me. Anyway, I love you, ma. Happy New Year, ma. That's cute. Thank you very much. What have I got here? The word Dirty December was coined by Mr. Easy Ola from Festac. Thank you, Ola. Indeed, you're correct. Good afternoon, ma'am. No, I am not Mrs. Ireti Bakare-Yusuf. Please. How many years have I been doing this show and other shows and I say I'm not Mrs.? You do not marry me off to my father. I do not have a double barrel surname because I have another man. It is all my family names. Okay? Call me Sisiogi if you want. Call me Ireti if you want. Call me Miss Ireti if you want. They used to call me Miss Ireti on Smooth FM. It's up to you, but not Mrs. Please, I beg of you. Chief Pilot of Danfo Conversations. Thank you. Merry Christmas in arrears and Happy New Year to you and all that are yours. And indeed the very same to you. Sincerely from the bottom of my heart. This past Christmas, I'm grateful to God despite I didn't get a single plate of rice. How challenges it is. However challenging it is, I think you want to say. But our so-called rulers, not leaders, are living under the expense of the citizens most of us couldn't afford just because basic things is too bad in our country. There's the stampede everywhere, only the ones the media see, they're reported. Everything is very tough this time around. I pray and hope for a better 2025 by God's grace. Michael from Ikorodu, I totally agree with your prayer. And my sincere, I truly wish that, pardon? The lines are going, yeah. I bet you it's because they want to talk about Princess. Thank you, Michael, for that message. Hello.
Hello, Chief Ambassador.
Chief Mister, how are you?
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Happy Christmas. So Happy New Year in advance.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, Zaynab, the same to you. Thank you, man. Last week I was saying to Kofi, when I saw those crowds at that house at Bodilon, I said, I wish it's possible. These people can stay away from that place. Let that man and his family eat those food. I don't know how many years it will take them, but because of the hunger in the land. You are asking of the one that happened in Anambra and Abuja, and this lady in Ibadan, they arrested other two people, right? It's just unfortunate. It's a pity with the soul of those people that died. I wish them all the best. But for the government, I've said it, as far as for me, the 8 years that this guy will spend, I will not say anything. Because Nigerians did not listen to me. During Buhari, second year of Buhari, I called. You people are taking sides with APC government. It's not going to augur well. The after effect. One man even called and told me from Ogoja, he has power to kill me. Wow. I'm telling you, madam.
Wow.
Nigerians are taking sides. Now, people are making excuse for the man. Any little thing say, why must you call the president? Why must you call? But during Jonathan, everybody was calling President Jonathan. Every blame one of Jonathan. This is the outcome of this side taking we take with this APC government. Like I said, it's unfortunate that those people died.
It is.
I wish they can stay away from all those their food. Here you get. Let them try their best. Me, I'm not, if not for Nigeria Info. Like now, I'm talking to you. I'm in my sitting room. I didn't go anywhere. I can't fuel my car to go to the village. What do I do? Do I kill myself? So thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. Hello? Turn your radio off. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. This is
Good afternoon, Merchant Man. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. How is Merchant? How's business?
We thank God, ma'am. Everything is going accordingly.
Okay, good.
Good afternoon to wonderful sister Zen.
Yeah, go ahead. She can hear you.
Yeah. Before I move on, ma'am, please, I beg your indulgence. Mr. Chris always remind of all of our birthdays. So I've not really done well. It was on 24th, his birthday came and I never wish him anything. Okay. God continue to be with him. Amen. I mean, Chris, the last caller.
Okay.
Before I came online.
Okay.
It's okay. It's unfortunate we found ourselves here. Somebody surprised me with a call yesterday before yesterday. just like Mr. Chris said. That person, I don't want to mention his name. He was among the people who said all manner of things during the Jonathan era. I think I want to challenge anybody who sunglassed Jonathan then to tell me the reason they will call on radio today and complain of anything. Because the reason we find ourselves here, there is an adage in my place that says, he who does not know where rain started raining, he will not know where it stopped. Now, we all have forgotten how we got ourselves into this mess we are into. Because of the fact that we played ethnic and religious card during the time of Jonathan. Imagine the type of governance we had then, until people use all manner of skirmishes and activism to oust a man who meant well for all of us. Now, I've not seen any country, even Syria and the Hamas people. I've not seen any people who have been as challenged as we have been challenged as people. Even when we are not fighting, why we are not on full-fledged battle. The way hunger is ravaging the land is something that mouth cannot explain. I've not known of any country that people will be challenged in terms of feeding. I think the easiest thing anybody could have access to eat in any place of the world is food. At least when you talk of food, you can then talk of any other luxurious things of life. But now, Nigerians, to see 3 meals every day has become a pleasure. If somebody sees you now eating maybe a portable plate of jollof rice, they will tell you are enjoying. No, is it supposed to be like that? Just a small throw of anything, you will see people scampering for it. At the end of the day, there will be stampede because people want to at least get a meal for themselves. It's quite unfortunate. Like during morning show, somebody was I'm almost off already, man. Kofi was asking somebody how will it look by the time we enter into next year? The inflation will come down to 15%. What magic are we going to do to bring down inflation to 15%? Okay, I want you to answer me when I drop the call. Thank you. God bless you, man.
Thank you very much. Hello. Okay, you snooze, you lose. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Merry Christmas, in Aria, and the glorious blessed year 2025 in advance.
Amen. Let's go.
This is Godwin calling from Lakwe.
Okay, go ahead, Godwin.
On to our own ambassador, the unique being of Igala in Lagos at Nigeria Info Base, yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
Relating with you this afternoon.
Go ahead.
Godwin.
Okay, go ahead, Godwin.
Thank you. Please permit me for a second just to give a wish to my brother, Mr. Chris. Happy birthday.
You're using up a lot of time and my line is going, please. I need you to get to the point. Say happy birthday to Chris. Say happy
birthday to our able brother, Chris.
Okay, go ahead.
May his days be elongated with favor of God and that of men in Jesus' name.
Okay, go ahead. You wanted to say?
Thank you. I want to collaborate with the merchant man, the last caller. One of the speakers 2-3 days ago, unexpectedly, I heard a reversal response from him as against whom he was and his position towards Mr. Jonathan, the then president. And he was at Ebute Meta then, but now at Ikorodu. And thank God he has come to see the reality and is speaking up. But to some people, either they are clueless, or they want to be conservative, or they are just a liar. They will see the white and call it black. I don't know where to categorize this category of people who uphold the hunger in the land. Do you know, Sisoge, 3-4 days ago, a bag of cement in my place from what I found out, 10,200 naira. A bag of cement. What is a 10 kg of rice? They say 23,000 naira. And this is how much I used to buy a bag of rice 2 years back.
I need you to wrap up, sir.
So it's unfortunate what we have found ourselves. But one thing I am sure, that God has given us time to write our name, depending what we want, good or bad. But for our rulers, not really leaders, for our rulers who are doing this country, they should know that God has given them chance to do the right thing.
Okay.
But for them refusing to do the right thing, they are disobeying God, and they should expect the best that will come on their way.
Okay, thank you. Right, do I still have time? Seconds. Unfortunately, you'll have to call back after this break. We don't have any more time. Be right back.
We are in a time where people yearn for information.
Information is quick. The larger the reach, the better.
Bits,
pieces,
and the whole. All the details right here on Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
For every minute that goes by,
something noteworthy is happening.
Governor Abayomi, someone who gave his assurance after
99.3 Nigeria Info will be right back. It's that time of the week again. Are you ready to dive into the wide world of news? Join us for the Hat Fact Awards every Friday at 3 to 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info FM. We are breaking down the best, the worst, and the downright Nawa stories that had everyone talking this week.
No, wow. Some people don't do
From jaw-dropping headlines to the most outrageous events, we've got it all covered.
And y'all know how we do it, so let's get it on.
Tune in as we celebrate the stories that make you laugh, cry, and shake your head in disbelief. Whether it's the latest viral sensation or the craziest political blunder,
we are going to provide you with insecurity.
We'll give you the rundown on what's hot and what's not. And guess what? You get to vote for your favorite stories in our weekly awards. Who will take home the coveted title of the best stories of the week, and which tale will earn the infamous worst story of the week? Had Facts Awards on Nigeria Info FM, where we turn the news into entertainment. Who thinks you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One play, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira. My name is Well Done. Okay, well done. You want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Money Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. There's a lot I find interesting about us as a people, one of which is how we suddenly are now lauding good luck, Jonathan. It is that thing that says we have a very, 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 very short memory. Good God. Yes, of course. Democracy continues to fail us because there is a huge trust deficit. But every time is good luck. I'm going to take time to remind us of the good luck years and why Buhari did win. Whether some of us or some people were warning against Buhari or not, Buhari won in 2015. And there were reasons for that. And I'm going to remind us, because it's okay for us to say we don't like what we have now. But what I can't understand is how we're suddenly now lauding Goodluck Jonathan. The same Goodluck Jonathan that, yes, Buhari 2015 was one of the most credible, right, elections we had. I have a message here. Good morning, Sisi. I honestly wanted to come for Dirty December, but it's the season. I make more money because I'm a truck driver here in the USA. We make $3,500 weekly every December. Victor from Philadelphia. Victor, thank you for your message. I hope you're driving safe. I'm so happy to hear from you. I think truck drivers, it's strange that you mentioned that. I've always believed that, you see, truck drivers in Nigeria, my good God, they are saints. But have I got 40 seconds also, right? 10 seconds. Right, okay, I can't say what I want to say about lorry drivers in Nigeria, juxtaposed with you guys abroad. So let me go to my
Stay tuned for more exciting shows from your radio station of the year. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news headlines this afternoon, federal government denies claims of sabotage and links to terrorism in Niger Republic. Court convicts 4 drug kingpins to 28 years in prison with hard labor for cocaine trafficking in Ikorodu residential estate in 2022. LASMA urges truck and commercial drivers to carry out routine maintenance to prevent traffic incidents. Fire got section of the Plank Market on Pipeline Street in Ikotu area of Lagos State. Nigeria Employers Consultative Association calls on Lagos Water Commission to avoid disrupting business operations. Chief of Army Staff General Oluyede hosts a Christmas luncheon for frontline troops of the Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai in Maiduguri. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Abubakar, reports that the Nigerian Air Force achieved 20,000 flight hours in 2024, and 10 villagers killed in a military airstrike have been buried in Sokoto. A former Vice President Atiku Abubakar condemns the killing of innocent citizens in the Sokoto airstrike. Doyin Okukpe, former Director General of Peter Obi's campaign, claims Atiku cannot become president in 2027. Troops of Operation Fasanyama destroyed terrorist camps in Katsina. And on the foreign scene, head of WHO was in Yemen airport during Israeli airstrikes. Those were the headlines we have for you on this hour on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Feta Utwegba. Good afternoon to you.
Nothing travels faster than news.
The Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to a meeting over the Apex Bank's timeline to retire old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes.
Great conversations last longer.
Then just give us some time. She just change all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's not being good. That's not being good. That's witchcraft.
We do it all here on your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Welcome back. Right. First of all, let me finish what I was saying to Victor, because I'm going to presume he's still listening. Victor, the lorry driver from Philadelphia. Victor, well done. Thank you so much for your message. Look, here's the thing. I often say to my friends, Nigerian lorry drivers are literally to be respected. I know they scare me. I know some of them are nutters. They're crazy. But I often say to people, do you think they really, really, really want to die? Do you? Because these lorry drivers do the most extraordinary. They drive across lots of bad roads and with their lives at threat from the bad roads and the insecurity issue. And they don't get paid $3,500 weekly. Think of that. That's what? $14,000 a month. Good God. That's a whole load of money and then some. I bet most of you will become lorry drivers if you could, if we're getting that kind of money. Heck, if they were getting the equivalent of $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, right? So I'm just saying. So Victor brought that to me. Now, I want to go to Good Luck Jonathan, because like I said, the one thing we have in this country, we have oodles of it. In fact, it is a culture, is that we have short memories and we forget how we got to point B, how we get to point C. What triggered our point? What was it? Right? Okay. 10 ways Jonathan failed Nigerians. 10 ways. 10 ways. This was after he lost. Number 1, power generation. Right? When he came in, when he took over from Yaradua, power generation was 3,000 megawatts. When he left, it was 2,000 megawatts. Right? I'm not even going to go into details. I'm reading this out from online. I'll tell you the ones that I remember on a sort of social level, which I found very, very disturbing. I found at the time. And I think it affected a lot of people, and I'm sure you will remember. The security, of course, we all know what happened with Boko Haram, etc., etc. Right? The next one, fuel scarcity. We all know, we all went out, we did occupy Nigeria, but sadly, the same people that told us to do occupy are the same ones that have removed subsidy now. Right? So, there's the balance there. So, Jonathan, Okonjo, they were all right that we needed to remove subsidy. Had subsidy been removed back then, had it been done slowly, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are now. But had it also been done there, do we know if the money would have been invested into where they should go to? It is what it is. 6 trillion was spent on subsidy during Good Luck Jonathan's time. Corruption. After the unforgivable lapses in security, especially in Northeast, corruption was another factor that Mr. Jonathan couldn't help get a grip on, or deliberately allowed to flourish under the administration. Aides and ministers accused of corruption were either shielded or allowed to stay in position. The granting of presidential pardon to former governor of Bayelsa, Alamasia, that's it. I always have to remember how to pronounce that name, who was convicted of money laundering, sparked outrage amongst Nigerians. He also did nothing until too late, when former aviation minister Stella Udua bought 2 armored BMW cars for 255 million naira. When he eventually acted, he only removed the former minister from office without ordering or calling for a prosecution. Also, instead of investigating alleged 20 billion, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Lamido Sanusi, said was missing from the accounts of the NNPC, Mr. Jonathan hounded him out of office. Number 5, crude oil theft. During the Jonathan administration, pirates, this is an old article I'm reading, just to remind all of you, during the Jonathan administration, pirates and crude oil thieves were lords. Pirates surrounded Nigerian waterways like water hyacinth, stealing crude from the country's pipelines with little or no hindrance. The ill-equipped and poorly trained navy proved to be grossly incapable of arresting them. Right? I don't want to go into details. It goes on and on and on. Economy. Mr. Jonathan could not sustain the modest economic growth recorded by his government initially. He could not save for the rainy day when the price of crude oil reached very high levels, subsequently depleting Nigeria's foreign reserves and incurring a huge debt profile as soon as there was a dip in the price of crude oil in the international market. Mr. Jonathan inherited as much as 60 billion in foreign reserves, but plundered it to as low as 40 billion in 5 years. As of June 2014, the country's external debt rose by 40% to 9.377 billion and a domestic debt of $47.653 billion. Though inflation was kept at a single digit, it was a faux pas. It was a fake strength, which means a fake strength, as companies struggled to survive, and the country continually ranked poor in the ease of doing business index by the World Bank. Number 7, foreign relations. Mr. Jonathan, Nigeria's foreign relation Nigeria's foreign relation was in 6s and 7s. There was no clear foreign relation direction as the country gradually lost its clout in the international community. Well, the same thing is happening now, in my opinion, really. So we've got two things that's happening, right? We've got this that's happening now with regards to where Nigeria stands in terms of foreign relation. I know that President Tinubu is cavorting with France, etc., but I still think, and we know what's happened with ECOWAS, I still personally think that we're very weak and we've lost our standing in foreign relations. Also the subsidy thing. Right, education. The Jonathan government showed some signs that it was interested in turning around the education sector by increased budgetary allocations and other acts, but this did not make much impact. Nigeria still has the highest number of out-of-school children, while for close to an academic session, the country's universities were shut down to the government's refusal to meet their demands of striking university teachers. And it goes on and on and on and on. Health. Many Nigerians still die of preventable diseases such as cholera, dysentery, infant and maternal mortality, and all of that stuff. It goes on and on. At least 65 out of 1,000 Nigerian children died before their 5th birthday. For every 100,000 live births, more than 224 mothers lost their lives. And number 10, mining. While the country binged on oil, the less fancied but lucrative mining sector was virtually neglected and left unregulated. The sector was taken over by illegal miners who cashed in on government's complete neglect of the sector, sometimes with devastating repercussions on host communities. Hundreds of Nigerian children died due to outbreaks of lead poisoning in states like Zamfara and Niger State due to artisan mining, which is illegal mining. So I could go on and on and on, but that's 10 that I found for you on the net. Now here's what I remember, and you all seem to have forgotten. Socially, it was in Good Luck's Jonathan time that destination weddings began. Think back. It was in Good Luck's Jonathan's time that destination weddings began, destination events. It was in that time, right, that, so once you have destination weddings, all the paraphernalia, makeup artists and everything were being flown across, right, and being paid crazy money, right? You also had Nigeria, the highest champagne guzzler and all of that stuff. Right? You had excessive spending. You had Zani. So while I'm not juxtaposing it with this time, I just want us to remember there's so many other things. I remember we would read like in gossip blogs where some people would send aircrafts to abroad. Do you all remember when they were giving out iPads for wedding favors? I mean, come on, people. Reconnect with the issues like it's a bad ex-boyfriend. Don't take him back because he's suddenly looking good, because the one that you had after him didn't do well. Reconnect with the issues. So we are in a mess right now. So I am not comparing this time to Good Luck's time. I'm just saying, whilst we continue to before you all start some romanticizing about Good Luck's Jonathan's time, let's reconnect with the issues that we had then. And yes, they got worse. Buhari came, he made matters worse. Tinubu is here, he's now giving us pain. But I've only been here. I came here just as what's his name? Yaradua. Perhaps I was here a year before he died or so. Right? 2008. So I can remember. I literally can't remember. And now you're all calling and I've only got what? 10, 12 minutes left. So anybody that calls now, you have a minute. You speak and you go. Thank you. Go ahead. Let's talk. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hello, Madam Cecilia.
Good. Cecilia would do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry for calling you Madam Cecilia. Yeah, I think I would like to say something. You are very correct with everything you said just right now. Nigerians are very quick to forget. How do you compare a bad good government or a worse government to another worse government?
I don't understand. And you're crying for the one that's gone.
They need to take themselves out of this shelf of comparing governments of Jonathan with Tinubu. Both governments are bad. What is bad is bad.
It's bad.
We don't need to attach any form of tribal sentiment or religious sentiment to this thing. And both, as a matter of fact, I've been away from Nigeria for over 15 years. The reality is that...
So you moved out just as I came in?
Yeah.
You left this country just as I returned?
Sir, ma?
I said you left this country a year after I returned to this country.
Yeah. So the truth is that both governments are bad. A government ravaged with corruption, of funds and everything. The two governments are likes of the same likes. So we should stop saying that Jonathan means well for us. Was it better for any Nigerian to feed under Jonathan's government? Neither is it good for any Nigerian to feed right now in the current government? Both governments are bad. We need to take ourselves out of this shelf of comparing Jonathan government, a bad government, to another bad government. Comparing Jonathan to Buhari to Tinubu.
Like what is bad is bad. Thank you. They're all now calling.
Is bad. Take away these sentiments of Jonathan means well for us. Jonathan government, there's any Bani Bulevuja, what is it? Alice Madikwe, we've not gotten out of the amount it took away from Nigerians to Dubai.
Yes, thank you, Femi.
So let's call a spade a spade.
Thank you.
I want a Nigerian whereby me, myself, I can ditch my green card and come back to Nigeria.
Absolutely.
To invite in Nigeria and live in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I've got to go.
I can in Nigeria.
Hello. Hello. As soon as you lose, let's go. The lines are alive. Hello. Because I've triggered all of you. Good afternoon. You have
this is Remy.
Very quickly.
If we truly want to call a spade, then we should know we can compare bad to worse to worst.
Well, then that means that you don't have the reason is
you
this. Literally no, we cannot compare bad to worse.
You have limited time. All the downside of Jonathan was what APC campaigned with, that they're going to do better. And they knew all the problems. Yes, we knew all the problems. Yes, we knew all of that.
Yeah.
Yes. But the most disappointing thing is this. We are far worse than the methods. So people will always compare bad to worse. And they have reasons. Because they were told subsidy was a scam. Then they believed.
I agree.
Tinubu led the struggle.
I know, I said that.
Let's not repeat things that I've said. They have reasons. It's not as if they forgot. They were told lies. They were lied to.
So are you telling me you want Jonathan back now?
You said?
Are you saying you want Jonathan back now?
I'm telling you, people.
No. I am asking you a question. Do you want Jonathan? Do you?
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay. Sorry. He's answered the question. Hello. You're all calling. I'm almost out of time. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Very quickly, your name and quickly. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Sina. The point here is this. During the time of Goodluck Jonathan, the economy was better. I was buying rice 8,000 naira. How much are we buying chicken that time? Chicken is 800.
Exactly. And like I said, and you all don't listen. Sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off because none of you listen. What I have said is we have T-pain now. That is pain. We recognize that pain. What I'm saying to you is go back and reconnect with the pain that you were going through then. Because the whole country, you all voted. There was a reason why you all voted in 2015. Why the majority of this country voted for Buhari, right? Who came in 1983. There was a reason. I did a documentary on it literally because I knew that people will start forgetting and denying. We have T-pain now. We had, God, can I even say that? I don't even know. We had Buhari who said he didn't know anything. So we've gone from successive bad, if you like, worse. You really want to go back? Should we keep going back? Should we just go and go on? Come on, people. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Successive administrations have continued to fail us in this country. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to join you in this romanticization of Good Luck Jonathan, because I remember I was on air. And I remember the calls Nigerians used to make to complain about Good Luck Jonathan. It's the same Nigerians that are now saying they want him back. When we were all complaining about Buhari, now he's gone. We've got T-Pain. When he's gone, God knows what's going to happen by the time he's gone in 8 years' time. Don't be writing me. What's your name? Can't even remember what your name is. Somebody wrote me here and said that I'm being biased for... I can't even see the message anymore. You all need to listen. Caroline, thank you for correcting the what's it called? The 10 list. I didn't write that, right? That I read out on Jonathan. You corrected and you said Jonathan left 4,000 megawatts. I don't know. I would have to do my own investigation to confirm that. I can't argue. You said don't forget that the present president worked against John. I already said that. Why don't you people listen? Because you see, when I was asking you to connect to the story that was actually criticizing this government on an intellectual level, none of you were calling me. Now you're all calling. The lines are alive. I'm going off in about 2-3 minutes. How long have I got? 4 minutes. There's no way I'm picking up that call. I can't pick up those calls. You all need to listen. What I'm saying to you is reconnect with the issues. And just because you are reconnecting with those issues doesn't mean we don't have a painful time now. Okay, somebody called and said, I can't remember who the person said, wait, the reason they can say bad to worst. Okay. Then what happens after Tinubu? 2 years, 2-3 administrations after Tinubu, you'll have to say, oh, Tinubu's time. We thought it was bad then, but we didn't know. Now that Kiniko judge this present one with their crimes. Heck, Tinubu's time is painful. That's why he's called T-Pain. I came in with a fresh mind, remember? I came into this country with a fresh mind. I didn't come. Why did I go into media at the time? Because I was seeing so much hunger. Let me tell you, I would be driving to Smooth FM at 7 a.m. This was during Good Luck Jonathan's time. At 7 a.m. or not 7 a.m. I had to be on air. I think 7. I'd be there driving past at 7 a.m. because the show started at 7:30. And I would see children early in the morning on the streets, on the corner of Adeola Odeku and Akin Adeshola, literally sexually abusing each other. Don't tell me I do not know. Don't preach to me. I know what I saw. And that's part of the reasons why I chose to go into media. That's part of the reasons why I started advocacy. Because I knew for me, it is about social justice. Every single administration that has been in has not actually provided adequately for the people. They keep doing the barest minimum, and then we get another one, and we're like, oh, that other one was. Stop settling for less. Like Femi from Dallas called. I can't pick up your calls, people. The time has gone. When you could have had a chance to discuss this, when I invited you at the beginning, I read out that article. Somebody wrote to me and said you're being biased, you don't agree with it. And I told you the parts I don't agree with. Right? You cannot keep accusing me to please just do your work and leave the studio. No, dear. You go and get yourself a job and stop writing to the studio. Because my name is Ireti Bakare-Yusuf and I know what I'm talking about. Do the research. and challenge me with the research, send it to me at Sisioge Lagos, and I will send it back to you. I will send you clips of Nigerians that are interviewed when Buhari was coming in, right? And they said, we cannot go through this anymore. You all voted for him. Stop yourself. Get over all your sentiments. Who is saying Tinubu is good? Who is saying we're not under pain? You people don't listen. I'm not one of those people that's going to. I'm not going to pretend that you heard me. You didn't. If you did, you'd be hearing what times. It's like Taiwo from Ejibo. I was telling him that this country is a contradiction. He writes me and he said, "You're saying something. Come on. I'm not going to join you in that romanticizing." Anyway, today has not been that Danfo conversations. We've been frank with each other. I've got to go. I'm going to be on Borderlines later on. We're going to be talking about the fight, the row between Niger and Nigeria and how it's escalating. Why? What's going on? Niger said Nigeria actually contributed to the breaking of the pipeline. Nigeria says it's nothing to do with us. And this row seems to be, increasing. And we need to learn more, okay? And then we're going to have, I think there's going to be a part of it where I'm going to call you all to come and discuss your international news of the year. All right? Until then, I'm going to get me some lunch because I need a drink now. I mean a soft drink, not an alcoholic drink. Take care. That's down for conversations. Yes, I went jiggy. I dropped off some passengers on the way. Quite a lot of passengers. All right? I don't mind picking up new ones because we're always going to be speaking truth to each other. Take care. Bye-bye.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.